Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to Critical English for Grade 8. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Miss.
How are you?
Okay.
How was your day?
Good.
How was the first week of, the first 3 days of school? Bad? Akila, Ali, you did not enjoy school?
No.
What about you, Shamar?
It wasn't so bad.
It wasn't so bad. So what made it bad?
The children.
The children? I'm assuming you're not very social? No. All right. So quickly, I want us to go over. So you had some homework for me, and I want us to go over those homework, and then we can move on to today's topic. All right. We're continuing with figurative devices, but we are or figurative language. Sorry, but we are going to move on to two others. So last week we looked at what?
Similes and metaphors.
Similes and metaphor, and we said that a simile is
A word that uses like or as.
a comparison that uses like or as, and the metaphor is a
Say exactly what it is.
comparison without the use of like or as. It says what it is. All right. So last week we looked at these, and these were our summaries, and we were to complete the last part. So let's go. The sun was as hot as.
Pepper.
Pardon?
Fire.
Fire. What did you say, Shamar?
Pepper.
Pepper. Pepper is hot, yeah. But this sun here on a different level. Her grandmother is as old as. Time. We had that one. The bed was as hard as.
Rock.
The food tastes like. This one we had some trouble, and we had to go home and think. The food tastes like gall. Do you know what gall is? Something that is bitter. Something very, very bitter. So it's not very tasty, right? Yeah, so you can compare food to that. And then we were to do something. We were to complete the simile, right? I'm as strong as. Give me something.
A lion.
A lion, yeah. I'm as smart as a. Anything coming to mind? A whip. A whip. What do you say?
Owl.
An owl? Smart as an owl? All right. I'm as brave as. A lion can work here too. Yes? I sing like a
Bird.
nightingale. A specific type of bird that can really sing. Nightingale. I dance like a. Those people that dance. And they go on their toes and so. Ballerina can work. I look like a. I especially like this one because this one is speaking specifically to me. I look like a Barbie doll, don't I?
Yes.
Yes. And then we want to look at the metaphor quickly. The metaphor, the sky is an. This one is the one I want to focus heavily on because this one is a little bit more complex. The sky is an open jewel chest. What do you think about that? Can it work as a metaphor? Let's think about nighttime and we look up to the sky. What do we see?
A lot of stars.
Stars, and they look like what?
Diamonds.
Yes. So it can work. Do we see how the comparison work? And then my teacher was in, we got this one last week. My teacher last year was in, anything come to mind? An angel, a doll, something to that effect. Or it can be on the negative too. But we're not going to focus on that. And then my bedroom is a junk man's paradise. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, that one sounds nice.
Sounds nice, right? Especially if we have messy bedroom, right? My bedroom floor is a junk man's paradise. The playground is a jungle. And I've also given you the I am poem, and I would like that you write that for your on your own time. All right. So today we're going to be continuing with the figurative language, and this time we are going to go to personification. Just let me accept this and hope that this works. Okay, good. And we're going to go at personification. Now, when you think about personification, what do you think about? Shamar?
Something something like special for a person.
Something special for a person. So we're talking about something of a person. What do you think, Alia?
I was like a person like this.
Shamar, do you want to come and sit over here so that you're both, it sort of looks balanced? Yeah.
Some I don't know if it's something like a person like describing something. That's
So we can like describing something because it has person in the word. Yes. So remember we said that figurative languages are used to do what? To help us be creative. Yes? We spoke about that being one of the reasons for using figurative language. So when we look at personification, it's another device that helps us to be very creative in our writing. And personification is what? The definition says what? Is a figurative language technique where an object or an idea is given human traits or characteristics. So it means that we're taking human traits and characteristics and we're giving it to some, when you go to literature, you would see to an inanimate object. All right? What does that mean? It means that we can say that this chair sat still. Can the chair sit still? No.
it can stay still.
But can it sit?
No.
No, because that is a human quality, and I can sit, right? It can get up and sit down, but if it's in one position, it's stationed here, we can say the chair sat still all afternoon, meaning that it's in a stable position all the time, right? So it's taking human qualities and giving it to inanimate object or to objects and ideas, all right? Like for instance, what happens when we have thunderstorms? The clouds are filled up, right, with water, yes? And so if we are looking at giving that cloud and a trait, a human trait, we can say pregnant clouds, right? The clouds are filled with water. But can a cloud be pregnant?
No.
No, but when we say pregnant clouds, what are we able to picture and visualize? When we think about a pregnant woman, what do we see? A large tummy, right? And if we say pregnant clouds, it would mean what? That these clouds are
Huge or big.
huge and they're filled, and there is a poem, The African Thunderstorm. You're going to come across that when you come in literature. When we look at that, we see the pregnant clouds, and which means that the clouds are filled with water. And when we use those sort of writing, it moves it to another level rather than just saying the clouds were filled with water. Right? It sounds very simple, right?
Yeah.
As against if you say pregnant clouds, it sounds a little bit more creative, right? Yes. So let's look at our activity. The activity says to do what? In each sentence, an object or an idea is what? Personified. Identify the object or idea that is being personified and explain which human trait or action is applied to the object or idea. So we'll do number 1 together, and then I'll give you 2 to 5 to complete. All right? Let's look at number 1. The wind whispered through the dark and gloomy forest. Yes, Akila, you look like you're very anxious to go.
The wind is being personified, and the human trait is whispered.
Whisper, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so let's go through. I'm going to give you a minute to go through and to go through the 4. So it's like half a minute each, and then we're going to come back and we're going to discuss the answers. All right? Okay, so I'm going to sit in the corner here. I'm going to actually sit not like the chair sitting.
So work it, right?
Yes, so you're working it. Let me make sure that those viewing have access to it. So we're doing 2 to 5. Done. Okay, Ali is done. Do we know what's happening with Tequila? She's not coming. She's not coming today. All right. Almost done, Shamar. Okay. All right, finish. All right, so we'll start with Shamar. Shamar, what do you have for number 2? Number 2 reads, the gardener lovingly added the manure to his crops, believing he was making happy flowers.
What is being personified?
Yes.
The gardener.
The gardener, but isn't the gardener
The
human?
manure.
Manure? What human quality is he giving to the manure?
It would be making the flowers happy.
Can flowers be happy?
No.
So, what do you think? You want to try again? I just told you the answer. Can flowers be happy?
Not too sure.
So, have you ever seen a happy flower or a sad flower unless we personify them?
No, miss.
No. So, in this case, what is being personified is the flowers. And the quality, the human trait or quality that is given to the flowers is happy. Because flowers cannot express emotions. All right? And remember, personification is where we give human traits, feelings, or emotions to inanimate objects, or in this case, in some cases, ideas. Following? Making sense? Alia, let's hear yours. As we walk through the scorching desert, the sun beat down upon us.
I have for what's being personified, the sun, and the human trait is beat.
Yes, because we've all experienced when we go out into the sun, we feel as though it's really beating on us, but can it actually beat us? No. So when we are being creative in our writing, that's how we give human qualities to things like the sun, all right? To help people to understand the effects. Because if you go and say, Mommy, the sun really beat down on me today, right? They will understand that the sun was what? Really hot. Yes? Okay. Move. Yes, go ahead.
We could use scorching too.
Scorching?
Yeah, the sun was scorching hot.
Yes, yes. Moving on. Time crawled as Tim sat in the hot detention room, painfully watching the clock tick. What do you have, Shamar?
What's being personified? Time.
Human quality.
Crowd.
Yes, crawled. There's something like it's a human action, but time is taking that human quality or given that human quality, which means that what? It seems as though time was moving how? Slowly. All right. Question 5, the last one in the exercise. The lumberjack leveled the many trees into a clearing, and his chainsaw sang its deadly song. What is being personified, Akila? Alia?
The chainsaw.
The chainsaw was the human quality?
It sang.
Sang. Very good. So, do we have an understanding of how personification works?
Yes, miss.
And when we go into literature, it goes into more deep as to why did the writer use personification, right? In this case, is to show it adds effectiveness, but that's more literature. We're learning to be able to identify, to know what it is, the definition, and be able to identify them for our language classes. All right? And remember, I said all of the subjects are connected. They're all connected. And when we recognize the connection, learning becomes fun and easy. All right, good. So we're moving on to the next part. I have an activity sheet for you, and that is going to be for your practice session. You're going to do that one for yourself so that you can practice at home. All right? This one, for those who are looking on, this is our practice session, and it's just to identify the personification and to explain the meaning of the underlying personification. So this one is a little bit more difficult, and I'm giving you that one for homework, and then we're going to talk about it when we come back to class next week. All right? And we're moving on now to alliteration. Now, I have two slips of papers, and I'm going to give Akila one, Ali one, and I'm going to give Shamar one. So I want you to look at it for like about 2 seconds and tell me if you can read it and what do you notice about it. So let's see who can read theirs more fluently. What do you think we call those? Yes? Any idea? No? All right, so Shamar, read yours for us.
Peter Piper picked up piece of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked up pickled peppers, where the peck of peppers pickers Piper picked.
All right. You want to go try yours, Akila?
Betty bought some butter, and she said the butter is bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. So that's Betty bought a bit of bitter butter.
Okay, so let me read mine. How much wood would a woodchucker chuck if a woodchucker could chuck wood? He would chuck wood as much as he could and chuck as much wood as a woodchucker would if a woodchucker could chuck wood. So what do you think? Have you ever seen these things before?
I've seen this.
Yeah. What do we call these? Any idea? No? No? And I think we for those of us who are viewing, and we're very familiar with this one. She sells seashell by the seashore. Yeah, what do we call those? Begins with T. What are they doing? She sells by the seashore.
They are the most.
Mm-hmm.
I keep like hearing a song, keep repeating.
Repetition of, in this case, she sells seashells by the seashore. Repetition of what sound? E?
Yeah, C.
Not
No, C.
E. She sell seashell by the seashore.
I'll give you an S.
Yes. So we're looking now at alliteration. And alliteration is the use of continuous repetition, the constant repetition of consonant sounds. All right? And what we have here are what we call tongue twisters. And if we put a whole lot of the same songs repeating and we try to do them really fast, what are they going to do? Twist up our tongue and we will be saying our own thing. All right? So we're looking at tongue alliteration. And alliteration is what? A stylistic device in which a number of words having the same consonant sound. Now that is very important. We must remember that. They have the same what? Consonant sound, because there is a figurative device that uses the vowel sound, repetition of the vowel sound. Occur together close together in a series. So when we see these songs coming together in poems, in any work, we know that it is what? Alliteration. All right? Do we understand that? And all three of the tongue twisters that we had made use of the consonant sound. So tongue twisters are made up of what? Consonant sounds. Yes, but what literary device? Or figurative language, sorry. Alliteration, very good. Because for my stuff, you would see a whole repetition of the W and then repetition of the C, right? Would a woodchucker would chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood, right? So we have W and C, the constant repetition of the consonant sound W and C. Okay, so when we see those coming together, what device are we making use of, or the writer is making use of? Alliteration. So let's go to practice and see how much we have learned. The direction says, who wants to try the example? I think Shamar had it in his. Yeah. He had the entire Peter pick a peck of pickled peppers. So who wants to try that faster to see what happens? Alia? You know? Go ahead. Let me hear what you have.
Peter picked a peck of pickled peppers.
All right. Shamar, a little faster, do you think?
Okay. Peter picked a pickle.
Without any errors. So you're supposed to be able to do it without making errors. Peter picked a peck of pickled pepper. So I'm not even going to try anymore. All right, so let's go to the exercise now. The direction says, add a word from the box to create alliteration. So it means, therefore, that we have to be able to identify what? Identify what is the constant sound, right, that's appearing in the sentence, so that we can find the word from the box. But we have to make sure, too, that the word from the box can fit the context of the sentence that we have in front of us. So we have 7, and I'm going to give you 2 minutes to see what you are going to do with these alliteration. And then we're going to try to see if we can read them fast and see how that goes. All right? All done? Yes? All right, let's go. Let's see what we have. Fred had
Friendly.
friendly fun with family. What is the constant sound being repeated?
F.
F. All right. Fred, friendly, fun, family. Correct. Susan
Slept.
slept silently. And we're hearing what sound?
F.
Slept. S sound. Yeah. Mike something made music.
Microphone.
Mike's microphone. Amber's aunt ate the
Apple.
apple. Dan's dog,
Dog.
a ditch. Fran's friend
Fed.
fed the
Ferret.
ferret. Sam has 6
Straws.
straws. All right, so these are not necessarily very difficult, but here's where the difficult part comes in. Now we get to go through creativity, where you will now create two of your own personification and 2 of your own alliteration. All right, so I'm going to give you 2 minutes to do that and see what you do. So you can write on the back, that's okay, or you can write to the bottom, any one of the spaces provided.
So we're creating one alliteration.
2 personification, 2 alliteration. So you have 4 4 examples of figurative devices. So you're sort of making your own tongue twister for alliteration, and then you're sort of giving your own human quality to something inanimate. Oh, you're not sort of, that's what you're doing. Okay. Why don't you replace stuck in and then you can get an S word?
Stuck in.
Stuck in the sand. All right. How are you getting on? Getting along, Tamar?
Yes.
So we'll do one example of each because we're sort of running out of time. So one example of each. So you have, Kilo, you have your alliteration and you have your personification, yes? So let's look at those 2 and then we can wrap up. So tell us your alliteration, Alio.
Sam had 6 straws. 6 straws he had stuck in the sand.
Sam had 6 straws. 6 straws he stuck in the sand. All right, so what are we hearing? What sound? Consonant sound. S. All right, let's hear your personification, Jamar.
Jack flew high as a bird on the swings.
So that's an example of what? Personification?
Yes.
Your example of personification? Do you think that's correct?
No.
He's using what? What device is he using here? High as a bird?
Another one.
Mm-hmm.
Simile.
Simile. So remember, personification, we are giving an animate object we're giving human qualities to inanimate object. For instance, like the bottle, we can say the bottle swallowed the water. Can the bottle actually swallow the water? No, but the bottle is the object. Swallow is the human quality that is given to the bottle. So as we recap, today we've continued to look at figurative language. We moved on to personification and alliteration. And we said that personification is what?
Personification is giving an object or idea human trait.
Human traits, qualities, and that can take emotions as well. Yes, because the table can be sad. If we come in and we see the table all over, it can look like it's sad, right? Go ahead and tell us what alliteration is, Shamar.
Alliteration is the ready from here.
No, reading from you, recalling from what you have learned. Yes.
Alliteration is making a sentence like almost as if rhyming it with using the consonant, a consonant letter to make the songs.
Constant. So constant letter, and they must be consonant sound, right? Consonant sound, and we have to be mindful of that. It has to be consonant, the repetition of consonant sound, because if we move away from consonant sound, we're heading into vowels, right? And that is another figurative language. And that is all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Please stay tuned for Matt, and we will see you next week. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, boys and girls, and welcome to Critical Mathematics. And once again, we are here to have fun with mathematics because mathematics is a part of our everyday life. Don't we agree?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Everything that we do have some sort of mathematics inside of it. So our last sessions, we were looking at algebra, basically our addition and subtraction, multiplication and division of
Algebraic expression.
algebraic expression or algebraic terms, right? So we are continuing based on that. But for this afternoon, we will first start with this game. And from the game, you will try to get an idea of what subtopic it is based on for this lesson, right? You're not going to answer all of it. We're just going to answer a few of the questions and for you to get the idea. So let's look at our screen. All right. So we have numbers 1 to 16. And all those numbers, you have either a question to answer, or you can be receiving points, or points can be taken from you. So we have team 1 and team 2. Shamar, pick a color. Just pick a color.
Blue.
Blue. Alia, pick a color.
White.
White. Okay. All right. Given that Shamar would have picked blue and you pick white alphabetically, we will go with Shamar first. Right? So Shamar, pick a number.
8.
8.
Yes, ma'am.
So you would have been given away 20 points to Alia already. Right? So kudos to Alia. Number?
2.
2. Rubbish. Think of another word that you can replace rubbish with.
Trash.
Trash. All right, let's see. Okay, so you have various words you can use. All right, Shamar, over to you.
5.
5. Pretty.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. All right. Okay, very well. Next.
11.
11. Not feeling well.
6.
Sick. All right. Does that mean the same thing? Yes. So you're correct. Shamar.
6.
6. Okay, so you take points from team 2. So you actually took back your points. How much points you would like to take?
The 20 back.
20 back. Okay, that's fair enough. He only took the 20 that he gave you. Yes.
13.
13. Fat.
Chubby.
Chubby. All right. Does that mean the same thing?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. We'll take that. Okay. One more wrong. Shamar.
10.
10. Tasty.
Delicious.
Delicious. All right. Let's check. Great. Last one.
Number 1.
Number 1. Let's see what number 1 is. Ah, I know that. Give points to team 1. And you're giving him 5 points. All right. Oh, unfortunately, Shamar would have won, given your last pick to give away one. Well, you probably blessed him. All right. So actually, if you were to derive at a topic there from what we did, from what you would have learned just now with those words, what would you say the topic can be in algebra?
I know something to do with a word in different meaning, something like that.
Okay. Begins with S. Begins with S.
Getting a similar expression.
Similar. Explain yourself what you said.
A similar expression like x a plus xb, which is switched around with
All right.
the same thing.
Let's go. We have S. Oh my, we're going a little longer. Give me at least the first part.
Is there A? Any A?
Any A? Nope. U, yes. So we have SU. Letter? All right, I will help you. We were substituting one word for the other. Right? Instead of using fat, we could use obese. Right? So instead of using the word fat, we can use obese and it means the same thing. Good. Instead of saying tasty, we would have said delicious. Same thing. So what we were doing is just substituting one word for the other. So same thing that we will do in algebra. Is substitution. Right? So we substituted. So give me an algebraic expression. 4.
A.
4.
A.
4A. Anything else? Minus.
3.
So just let's say 3. So could we add 4A to 3?
Subtract.
Could we subtract 3 from 4A? No. Right? So what we are doing now, what do we want to replace here? The A. So say for instance, let A equal to 2. So if A is equal to 2, what will we get now?
Would we add the 4 plus the 2?
What is 4 doing with A?
Oh, multiply.
Right. Remember when they're together, they're multiplying. So we have 4 multiplied by
2.
Why 2?
Because A equals
A is now 2. So we will use 2 instead of A, minus 3. So can we multiply now?
Yes.
4 2s?
8.
Minus 3, giving you a total of
5.
5. So we would have just substitute the value of A in this expression or these algebraic terms, right? So now we would have solved the expression completely because we knew the value of A. So it doesn't matter what letters you have. As long as you're given the value of the letter, you will substitute the value of the letter in the expression. Right? So let's look at another example, and then we will go back to another game that you will answer the questions from. Right?
Yes.
Do we understand it?
Yes, please.
All right, so let's copy this first. Take it down quickly. All right. So given that our game has 16 questions actually, so what we will do the first practice session from the game, right? So I would like you to pick one of the numbers first and we will work it. So remember, please note your points just now. Shamar would have picked what we had.
Shamar had 50.
50,
I had 40 something.
40.
5. 40.
You would have given away
5.
5. So you had 40, right?
Yeah.
So the girl, we have 40. All right. So let's go. Let's share the screen. Yes. Pick a number. Anyone.
6.
6. So let's say it. Call the expression for me.
If x equal 9.
If
x
x
equal 9.
9,
What is 2 open bracket
2, open bracket,
x minus 4
x minus 4,
close bracket
close bracket.
question mark?
Right. So they want to know what this is equal to. All right. You notice I didn't write the x like this. Why?
Because you'll get mixed up just in case you have to multiply.
Exactly. So anytime in mathematics, anytime you're using the x, avoid using it that looks like the multiplication sign. Because if you have x, multiply by x,
Just like
we can either say there are 3 x's, or we can say it's multiply, multiply, multiply. Right? So let's avoid that. Good. So let's go. So we're substituting. So you speak to me now. What should I write first?
It's you, Shema. Me?
Either or.
So x equal 9, so it will be
2,
Oh,
open bracket.
9 minus 4.
Sure about 9? Shamar, do you agree?
yes, yes,
9 minus 4. Agreed?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure, sure?
yes, yes.
All right. So what does the bracket tells you to do?
We should do
What is happening in the bracket?
subtraction
So what would you get from the bracket?
3.
9 minus 4?
4 minus 3,
9 minus 4 is
9,
3. Let's count it.
5.
5.
9 minus 4 is 5.
Okay.
And what does the bracket tells us in maths?
Multiplication.
Multiplication as the operation, right? And remember we did some of those when we said in multiplication means of and those sort of thing, and the dot. Good. So we have 5 2s. 5 2s?
10.
Good. So now that we would have substituted the value of 9 into the expression, we could have worked it and solved it completely. Do we understand?
Yes, yes.
All right. So we back to points. Could we take this? We clearing this so that we can get our points up? Let's go. Take that. If you finish, say aye.
I.
Okay.
I.
All right, great. So let's go to our game. So Shamar, you were the person that won the first part. Could you say to me if you're going to start or you're going to allow Akila too?
Aliyah.
Aliyah too.
I let Aliyah go.
Oh, very good. Nice choice. Okay, Alia, pick a number.
11.
11. So as soon as the question shows, you work it quickly, as fast as possible, and
Both
give
of
the
us?
answer. Right?
Both?
Yes, both of us work. Both of you work in it, but she's giving us the answer.
Okay.
Let's go.
Equals 4. Finish.
Great. So read it, please.
If A equals 4, what is 3A?
Okay, so what do I get?
12.
How?
Since A is equals 4, I multiply 3 by 4,
3 by 4,
and I got 12.
given our answer as 12. Do we agree?
Yes, miss.
All right, great. Good, so Alia's point is up. There's Shamar.
5.
5.
Yes.
Let's go. For the last two questions, we're going to be doing it simultaneously, and whoever completed it first will give me the answer.
So,
Okay, I give you a few seconds. Then Shamar, you to give me the answer, and they work it. Ready to try, Shamar?
Yes, miss.
All right, let's go. So what do we do?
Since, okay. First, since x equals 7,
-7.
there is negative 7 there?
Yes.
yes, Shimon.
Yes, that was a -7. It seems as though you're losing this point. Let's go. Help him out.
So since x equals -7,
Uh-huh.
it's 2 open brackets 4 times -7.
All right.
Oh,
4 times -7 is?
like -3.
Multiply. So both of you would have lost.
28.
-28. Great.
I did it just negative 7, I got wrong.
Right. So then what we do?
28,
Times 2.
Given us
56.
56. Pardon me?
56, yes.
Negative or positive?
I think
Negative. Remember when we were multiplying signs, directed numbers?
yeah.
Right. So it's negative. So I will give Shamar the point, right? Because he actually started just did not identify with the negative. So we'll give him the point, right? Great. Next. Alia?
12.
12. Okay, actually, because of time, let's work this question together. Who finished first, get a point. And then we will work the other question that Shamar will pick and do the same thing. So finish there, right? So 12 we at? All right, I like that one. Anyone finish?
Yes, miss.
If you finish, remember you have to say so that it's...
5.
Okay, let's go. Tell me what to write.
Since 20 got 100 and that will be 100 over 20, which will be division.
100
Divided by 20.
divided by 20 plus 5. Agree?
Yes, miss.
All right, so 100 divided by 20 is?
20 to 100 is 5.
5.
Over 1.
So we have 5 plus 5.
Which is 10.
And our answer is now 10. Do we agree?
Yes, miss.
So we agree that he got his scores. All right. So let's go. Last question.
8.
No, no, not. Who picked the question? Just Aliyah.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. Question 8.
Yes, miss.
Oh, we set all scores. I like that one. Do we agree? We set everything. So we start at a break even now for this last question. Great, I like that. Reset. Good. So we're going for the win now, Crash. Let's go. So I'm going to pick one, right? Are we ready?
Yes, miss.
Remember, as soon as you finish, please say I, so you can work it. The first person that get it correct on the first try, get the score. Great. Oh my gosh, that is so.
Finish. I.
All right, let's go.
If x equals 60, what is six
60
slash 5?
over 5.
Yeah.
And 60 over 5 will give us
12.
12. Do we agree, Shamar? That's not your answer. All right, what did you do?
I cancelled out, so I got 10 there.
You got
10 there.
okay, but 5 tens.
50.
Good. So that means you missed something. So what do we do? 5 into 6?
Oh, 5.6.
One time. 5 into 6, 1. 5 into 5, 1. 5 into 6, 1. And how much remain?
0.
No. 5 into 6, 5 into 6, 1. How much you have remaining? 5 into 6. 5 into 6, how much you have remaining? 1. So we take the 1 and put it here. 5 into 10?
2.
2. So that's how you got your 12. From cancellation, no calculator.
Just multiply.
And you multiply until you reach 60.
Yeah.
No problem, but that takes a little time. Right? So, that's good. So, that means Aliyah would have won the point. Okay, so Aliyah, for this afternoon, you would have won yourself $200 in credit. So, I hope you enjoy your credit, and I hope you would have understood how to substitute in algebra. So, as long as you're doing substitution, if you have the values of the unknown, you just replace the value. Let me give you one example to show you something. 2x. 2x squared. Say the value of x is 5. Yes, let's use 5. So what do I write?
2 times
2 times
5.
5 squared. Good. 5 squared means?
2 5.
Yes, 2 5. So we're multiplying 2 5. So 5 5s?
25.
25. So now we would have 2 by 25. And 2 by 25 is? If you have two $25, you would have? If you have 50, great. As long you're talking about numbers, think about money. Right? So you have two $25, you get $50. Right? So if you notice, we just didn't have the plain terms or the expression. We had the one with the power or the exponent. Right? So, or the index. So as long as you have the value of the variable or the letter or the unknown, you substitute it and you follow the expression just as is. Don't remove the 2 or anything else. You set it the same way, put the value where it's supposed to be, and you work your operation. Right? Are we good?
Yes,
We good for the afternoon?
yes, miss.
And we will remember for the other session what we did today.
Yes, miss.
We will try. All right. You do have a blessed afternoon. Do enjoy. And your work will be sent to you. Enjoy. Good afternoon.